Ladies and gentlemen, the Atlanta police chief has resigned after the shooting of another black man that you see right here in the picture. Rayshard Brooks, 27 years old, died after a DUI stop. I just don't understand. Why can't you just arrest these people? Why do you have to execute them out in public? Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields resigned Saturday after video emerged of another fatal police shooting of an African American and as protests over police brutality and racism continue for a third straight weekend. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who announced Shields' departure, also called for the immediate termination of the police officer involved in the shooting of 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks after a DUI stop, saying she did not believe that this was a justified use of deadly force. What has become abundantly clear over the last couple of weeks in Atlanta is that while we have a police force full of men and women who work alongside of our community with honor, respect, and dignity, which you don't do, there has been a disconnect with our expectations, are and should be, as it relates to interactions with our officers and the communities in which they are entrusted to protect, Bottom said at a Saturday evening news conference. Well, I disagree with her. Many of these police departments that are very indifferent to the Black community don't have any connection with those folks at all. The police do not have any connection with the community. Period. Bottom's words were not enough to quell protesters who gathered Saturday afternoon in front of the Wendy's where the shooting took place, chanting, "Say his name, Rayshard Brooks." Organizers said they are calling for a strike by Black workers on Juneteenth. "Boycott the dollar," protesters chanted. "Black dollars matter." Activists and Democratic lawmakers, called on the city to hold the police officer who shot Brooks accountable. Stacey Abrams, who ran for governor of Georgia in 2018, tweeted that Brooks' killing demands we severely restrict the use of deadly force. This is why everybody is talking about disbanding the police and police reform and defunding the police. This is why people are saying these things. You can't keep the same cops in place and expect things to be different. Okay. Yes, investigations must be called for, but so too should accountability, Abrams wrote. Sleeping in a drive-through must not end in death. The Atlanta Police Department was dispatched Friday night to a Wendy's on a complaint about a man parked and asleep in the drive-through, according to a preliminary report by a Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Atlanta police performed a sobriety test on the man, later identified as Brooks. When Brooks failed the test, officers attempted to put him in custody. The response escalated when Brooks grabbed the officer's taser, according to a Wendy's surveillance video released by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation on Saturday afternoon. Brooks ran from the officer. Okay, so he turned and he ran from the officer. In the video, officers are seen chasing Brooks after running the equivalent of 6 to 7 parking spots. Brooks turned back towards the officer and appeared to point the taser at him, in which the officer draws a weapon from his holster and fires at Brooks. Brooks falls to the ground as the other cars in the lot pull aside. Both the officers standing over him and ambulance later arrived to take Brooks away. Brooks was taken to a hospital and later died after surgery. The video does not appear to show Brooks' initial struggle with the officers. A cell phone video posted to Twitter Friday night purportedly showed Brooks clashing with 2 officers in the parking lot. GBI Director Vic Reynolds said he was releasing the footage in effort to be transparent. Reynolds also said agents have been directed to expedite the investigation. We want everyone to see what we have seen in this case, Reynolds said. Okay, so just what I'm reading is contradictory. So it says the video does not appear to show Brooks' initial struggle with police officers. So, all right. Bottoms said it was Shields' decision to step down and that she will remain employed by the city in an undetermined role. In a statement, Shields wrote, "It is time for the city to move forward and build trust between law enforcement and the community they serve." Y'all, come on, with these generic statements, it means nothing. Okay, so the officer that killed him was fired, and you see the police chief was very quick to resign. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Brooks' death marks the 48th officer-involved shooting the GBI has been asked to investigate in 2020. Earlier this month, a judge in Glenn County, Georgia, ruled that 3 white men accused of killing of Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old black jogger, in February will stand trial for murder. William Roddy Bryan, who captured Arbery's death on a cell phone, told investigators that Travis McMichael uttered a racial slur before police arrived, according to testimony by a GBI agent. Once the GBI completes its independent investigation, the case will be turned over to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office for review. On Saturday, the office said it had already launched an intense independent investigation of the incident and that officials were also on the scene after the shooting. According to local outlet 11 Alive News, the 2 officers involved in the shooting have been removed from duty pending the outcome of the investigation. On Saturday, the Georgia NAACP called for the release of the body camera footage and all surveillance video from surrounding buildings. But this is not the first time a black man has been killed for sleeping. Reverend James Woodall, and state president of the Georgia NAACP, said on a call with reporters, while Atlanta is often called the Black Mecca, the Atlanta Police Department has a continued history of antagonizing our community. Okay, so it must have been so bad that it caused the police chief to resign. And the officer that killed him has been, they're saying that, everything's investigated, probably will be officially let go, but you know how they do it. They always put the cops on administrative leave and all that stuff. But this is a shame if this is, wow. And it's all these deaths back to back. I mean, just this morning, I did a video on the Palmdale, California hanging of a black man, and now this. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I think it had to be serious for them to say the officers did not have to kill this man. And you got the police chief that has resigned, and the two officers are on administrative leave. And according to this, the surveillance video does not show any struggle. I mean, this is just a mess. It's a mess as usual. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.